Welcome, everyone. We are live. Go your way. Hmm. I was talking to a beautiful person yesterday, and he absolutely inspired me and took me back to one of Neville's lectures. So, we're going to look at some Bible stories today. There's a reason for that. There's the woman with the issue of blood, there's her. She said, "If I could but touch the hem of his garment, I know I'll be healed." That's what she said. And so when she made that declaration, you understand, she said what she wanted and she did it. And you got to remember that Jesus was out in the street, you know. It was packed because it is Jesus and everybody wants to be there, right? And she just said, "Listen, I know this is madness. Look at all of these people. But you see, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I'll be fine. I'll be healed." Now, I don't know if you understand what the hem of something is. So when I hear the word hem, I think of it's on the ground. It's, by your ankles. It's your hem. Because it's Jesus. It's not like he was wearing a miniskirt, and his hem was at his knees. It's not what he was doing, according to the story. So in my imagination, I saw her. She got as close as she could. And being in a throng of people, she squatted or she got down on all fours and she reached out. She touched him. She touched the hem of his garment. She didn't even touch him. She touched the hem of his garment. Listen, Jesus was like, somebody touch me. And of course, the disciples are like, dude, everybody's touching you. Look at where we're at. Everybody is touching you. Jesus said, no. Somebody touched me. I felt virtue go out of me. What did we learn there in that story? She made her declaration. She said what she wanted in spite of what her surroundings were. You see, in spite of what her surroundings were. Because it was a packed street, man. It was a packed street. Meaning life was just, it was just a busy thing. But she didn't let that get to her. She didn't. And remember always when they tell you she touched him. So she had to feel. She had to feel. And if you think about it, if you're standing up, you can see Jesus. Oh Lord, just relax. Where you going? You standing up, you can see Jesus. But to get to the hem of his garment now, you have to lose sight of Jesus. You understand? Because it's a busy street. To get to his hem, you have to lose sight of Jesus because she had to bend down and reach out. She had to feel her way towards what it was she wanted, is what she did. And that's why she was healed. Now, it'll make sense to you in a minute when we talk about 10 lepers. They're talking to Jesus. And he says, you know what? Go your way. Your faith has made you whole. He didn't, for all intents and purposes, they're standing in front of him and he says, go your way. So they weren't healed. He just says, go your way, because they weren't healed. But back in those days, as we know from the story, the priest was the one to give you the clean bill of health after leprosy, right? So they turn around and they walk towards the priest. 10 of them. One came back. One. He ran back and he said, "Ooh, well, thank you, Jesus. Thank you." That just one. So here's the thing. In order for us to get what it is that we want, first you must say it. You must know what it is. But it wasn't that they just knew. They had to turn from what they knew towards what they wanted. And it was along that journey, that movement, that 180, where you are right now going through what you're going through. They had to turn from there and point themselves towards the priest and start going towards the priest. And it was in the turning that they got healed. But here's the thing, only one came back. Did that make the other 9 now invalid? No, it didn't. They still got their healing, even though, for all intents and purposes, they were ungrateful because they didn't say thank you. But here's the thing, whether or not they said thank you was irrelevant. The point is, say thank you. Do you know how you know they say thank you? They turned in the direction of what they wanted. If they did not believe that they would get what they wanted, they would have argued. Yeah, but why? You can just heal us here. They didn't do that. They knew. They had the faith in the fact that they said, Jesus, heal us. And they knew, right? They knew that they were healed. And so that's why they turned and went towards the priest. But even though only one came back, he came back and he said his thank you. Because he was aware. He acknowledged what he was aware of. The others, on some level, they knew. They had to have known, or else they would not have gone in that direction. So the purpose of the parables today is to remind us that when you declare what it is, if you're a Southerner, you say, "Oh, I do declare." When you declare what it is you say, in spite of surroundings, in spite of what your eyes and your ears tell you, when you say, if I touch him, I know I'm healed. You know, like sometimes when your mother gets mad and she goes, if I put my hands on you today, she wasn't pretending. She told you, if I put my hands on you, you know how it is. Make the declaration. But when you make the declaration, follow through with the declaration by turning yourself towards the desired outcome. The desired outcome was the hem, the garment, because that signified, that was the evidence that her desire was fulfilled. But if you think about what we do as people, we look at the throngs of people, we look at the crowd, we hear the noise, and we think, I can't do that. Look at how many people are there. How am I possibly going to get to him? What if I touch the wrong hem? That's what we do. That's what we do. And then we wonder why nothing has changed. We talk ourselves out of it. You don't talk yourself out of what you want. You turn yourself in the direction of the desired wish fulfilled. And how do you do that? You talk yourself into it. You play out every possible scenario you can think of. One of them, though, will stand out to you, the one that is most natural to you, the way you would behave, the way you would behave naturally if you got what it was. Do it. Well, then, see it and act it out in your mind's eye. Remember the 10 lepers. If you think about it for a moment, it is the law of polarity at work. They knew where they were, and they knew what they were doing. She was on her way to see Jesus. They were standing in front of Jesus with full-blown leprosy. That's what they were doing. And that's where they were. And Jesus said, go see the priest, huh? And they said, okay. And turned from Jesus and went towards the priest. Turn away what it is that you deem to be an obstacle and go towards the desired wish fulfilled. The outcome, right? Cause and effect. If I go see the priest, the effect would be my healing. So obviously you have to go see the priest if you believe what you say. And I'll be healed. So you got to reach out and feel. Could not see that hem. What she lost, she had to bend down. She couldn't see him anymore, let alone, okay, fine. We could say maybe he was wearing a blue tunic. And maybe, but it didn't say that. It said she reached out and touched it. She touched it, so she felt. So what do you and I have to do? When we know what we want, it is accompanied by a feeling. Your body responds to the stimulus. Your physical body responds to your mental stimulus. You doubt me? For the person who is in the hospital and they can't walk, do you know why? The messages from the brain don't connect to the brainstem down to their organs, so the information is not getting through. Pathways, but they're like, what you cheer out? And he healed himself, and now he can walk. You think I can come and tell him anything? Oh, Lord. Relax, 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 relax. Oh, breathe. Just let it be. You don't have to do it. Shh. You are so early, mister. But what I'm telling you today is turn yourself in the direction. One moment, please. This doesn't come as a surprise, right? But one moment, please. Come, sweet boy. Come. Come. Yes, my darling. Come. Hey, I know you're sweet and you're cute, huh? I know you are. You go right here for your mommy, huh? Right there for your mama. You know I love you. You know I love you. You know that I do. He just wants to be in the mix. So the point is, when you see what it is that you're dealing with, you turn yourself in the direction of your outcome. That is what you do. We don't take the time to say, oh, look at what's happening. I don't know if I can manage that. I don't think I can do it. You don't have time for that. You time to simply say, oh, okay. Jesus said, go to the priest. I'm going to the priest. Because when I see the priest, I know I'm healed. So then that is what you do. You go towards the state of the wish fulfilled. And to get there, you have to feel it. There's no escaping it. It's the law of correspondence. As within, so without. And I gave you the prime example yesterday when we talk about, we could also look at phobias. People who have phobias. Phobia is an irrational fear, right? They can't go outside. Not because outside is bad, but because in their mind, they have created some kind of a scenario that says, if you go outside, like it's irrational. Okay? It's irrational. It doesn't make sense. So it didn't just happen. Something brought that on. There's a cause. But they just can't get past it at that time. And so in their mind, they have fully convinced themselves, if you do this, if we go outside, some people are afraid of water. Right? Again, there's always a cause. But the fear is so irrational that they are crippled where they are mentally and they can't do anything. But all the chemicals in the body, the norepinephrine, the adrenaline, all of that kicks in and they can't go anywhere. Your body responds to your mental stimulation. So that's why when Neville says you have to feel it, that's what he means. So even when they turned and went towards the priest, they had to know. Or else they would not have turned. You saw, that's why when it says, go your way, your faith has made you whole. It wasn't the walking that made them whole. In their mind's eye, when they accepted what Jesus said, when they accepted the go to the priest, that was the moment of their healing because they accepted it. They felt what he was saying was true. How do you know? Because they turned and went towards the priest. That's what they did. So for us, when we want to create our ideal lives, it doesn't matter what it is you want to get past or to get through. If you stop and ask yourself, wait, is this where I want to be? Be honest with yourself. If it's not where you want to be, where would you like to be and what would you like to be doing? And then when you create your scene, as what Neville says, your scene confirms for you because you want to see the evidence. So the scene is there to confirm it is done. So now that pathway between what you have and what you now declare you have, all you got to do is turn towards what it is you say that you want, because it is the turning towards it that's telling you that you're putting your money where your mouth is. Because if you didn't turn towards it, you're like, man, it might not be possible. I don't think it is. Why bother? It's impossible. But no, if you say, listen, the state of the wish fulfilled, I just got to feel it. The moment you start to feel it, you are confirming that it is done. That's what the body always does. The moment the body feels something, it says, oh, we're doing it. That's why you feel it. That's why the feeling is the secret. But it's not really a secret because we feel every day. That's what causes us to act. The feeling, a thing felt is the thing experienced. So today, my beautiful friends, you want to get somewhere? Do you know your destination? As long as you know your destination, I ain't ask you how you're going to get there. I am asking you, do you know the destination? What is the destination? Financial stability, a loving relationship, a successful career, whatever your ideal thing is, that's your destination. Name your destination and then accept that it is done. Because you got to remember, think about leprosy. You can see that. You can see if you're missing limbs or not. You can see if you're missing digits. You can see what your skin looks like. They're not blind. It didn't say they were. So what's that telling you? It's telling you you can clearly see where you are and what you're doing at the moment. And it is undesirable to you. That's what it's telling you, and it describes the leprosy. But even though they could see it, even though they could see their ailment, they still said, I'm going to go see the priest, because they knew what going to see the priest would signify. It would signify that they were whole, that they were well, that they were healed. That's exactly what it would signify. So if going to see the priest would mean I'm healed, well, if I believe that, I'm going to go see the priest. Because by the time I get to the priest, now here's the thing. As those 10 turned and went towards the priest, the 9 were so busy. They were so busy in their journey towards the priest. This is my speculation based upon the story. They were so busy, they didn't see that they were healed yet. But you see that one who came back and said, thank you? He must have seen the evidence. He must have seen it. And he ran back and said, who, thank you? He felt something. And that's why he came back, to say thanks. So then what can we learn from that? If you're going to look back and say, whew, thanks. Why? Because you're not back there anymore. But you don't look back to judge. You don't look back to pine. You don't look back to do any of those things. You don't look back to count how long you've been doing it. You look back in the recognition that you left your old self. And you are so caught up in the newness of what you are that you say, wow, thank you. So you see, wherever it is you are at the moment, whatever it is you can see and hear and touch and taste and smell, that can tell you, you ain't nobody. If that's where you're at, well, you got to start somewhere. You always start right where you are. So if that's what you can see and know about yourself, now decide. Because without seeing where you are currently, how would you know? How would you know that that thing is undesirable? So you have to see it. Now you can say, look, here's what would be desirable. I wonder what that would feel like. Huh. And you start to feel it. Some people say, well, I can't feel it. I don't know. And I'm like, just hush for a little while longer and you'll feel something. Something will begin to stir within you. And when it starts to stir, stroke it. What does that mean? It means feel it as long as you can. Marvel in it. Because, listen, it feels good. So continue to feel it. And that thing in that new direction, the state of the wish fulfilled, feels so good, you don't even want to leave it. And so you stay there. And you stay there over and over again. Because it is the feeling that sustains you. Because you know it is done. You know that it is. And that is the encouragement that you need. You don't need to pick up the phone and call somebody to tell them to encourage you. No, it is the feeling of your wish fulfilled that is your encouragement. Because if you couldn't feel it, see what I'm saying? It's the feeling that encourages you to either stay or go. That's what it is. So today, go your way because your faith. Remember that there's another part of the scripture that says, uh, be it done according to your faith. Another one that says, even if you have the faith the size of a mustard seed. What's that mean? It means you've got the faith. You believe it. In other words, drink your own Kool-Aid. You have to believe what it is you're saying. If you say, look, this is what I want, and I know what that feels like, and you go back to that feeling and you entertain that feeling, possibilities begin to open up before you. And Neville so eloquently put it, he called it a bridge of incidents. It's just a series of events that take you where? Towards the state of the wish fulfilled. But get it, you are already in the state of the wish fulfilled. And all the things you see along the way are just confirming where you are pointed, what direction you're in. So the encouragement for us today is know what it is that you want. Just, you need to know. So look at where you are and assess it. And if you deem it desirable, carry on. If you deem it undesirable, well then, what would you prefer instead? Oh my God, Angela, it's the same message every day. Because faith comes by hearing. When you hear it, it moves you. It moves you. Because faith causes you to act. Thus the word, faith, it causes you to act. So if faith causes you to act, then faith must move you. And so that's why you hear it, and you hear it, and you hear it, and you hear it till you move. And sometimes, some of us need to hear it more than others. Some of us need to hear it less than others. But the point is, we hear it, it moves us, and we act according to the faith. So today, my beautiful friends, let us not waste time with complaining and whining and moaning. No, what do you want? That's what you've got time to answer. Why? Because these things, the moment we complain and we whine, you understand, and we tell our story to somebody else, we delay. We delay ourselves. That's what we do. We delay ourselves when we stop there and say, oh my God, I'm so scared. What am I going to do? No. Look at that situation. Just look at it. You can see where you are. Now, have some confidence in yourself to say, wait, what am I going to do here? What do I want to happen? And then you begin to feel what it would be like if you did it. And here's the beautiful thing. The thing with embers, right? If you barbecue or if you go camping, I'm not going in the bush. Too many things out there want to eat me, so I'm staying home. But if you go camping and you stoke that fire, those embers start out, you got to blow on them, you got to add something, but you got to stir them up. That's what you have to do with yourself. When you start asking, oh, I wonder what it would be like if. What would it be like if I had it? What would I be like if I was the person I wanted to be? You know what you're doing? You are stirring up the embers within yourself. And you know what happens when you stir them up? Oh, Lord. They get hotter and hotter, and then poof, you get this rage and fire. And the nature of fire, well, it moves and it burns away anything that does not serve you. Hmm? But it's not just a fire that's burning out of control. No, that is a controlled burn. Why? Because you deliberately stoked your embers. That's what faith is, and stirring it up within yourself. You're getting yourself all riled up in the direction of what it is you say you are accomplishing. Remember, if I could just touch him, if I could just touch him, I'll be healed. You know what kind of audacity that takes? Hmm? Think about that for a moment. The name of Jesus, eh? We're just going with a name because it's the name. That's who was in the marketplace. The name of Jesus just invoked. Listen, I'm not here to tell you if Jesus was real or not. So don't clutch your pearls. Hear what I'm saying to you. Not because you have ears, but hear with your spirit. Just the reputation of what his name stood for. They heard that name so much, it stirred them to action. She heard the name. The blind man at the pool, he heard the name of Jesus. That's why he went to that pool every day, the pool of Bethesda. So when the angel came down to sprinkle, stirred up the water, but somebody always jumped in before him. But what drove him to the pool? His faith drove him to the pool because he heard that name of Jesus day in and day out. And he said, well, there must be something to it. And because he heard it incessantly. So what are you hearing incessantly today? You are hearing that the all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. You are the one that has the power to say, wait a minute. Wait, I have the power? Yes, you do. You have it. But you're letting it lay dormant because you heard somewhere that that's witchcraft. Well, that's voodoo. That's what you heard. You heard some kind of a rumor. But that reputation, the name of Jesus alone was enough to move people to act because they heard it incessantly. Faith comes by hearing. So what did they hear? Jesus. Jesus. That's all they heard. There's something about it. Again, I'm not here to tell you if he was real or not. I'm just simply saying to you, based upon the stories, the reputation that name held, the power it had to stir people up. And all they did was hear. Listen, they could have said anything else. They could have said something else. So the point is, what are you hearing that stirs you up? That's what you go with. You have it within you every single day. And all you get to do is test it out for yourself. So then you follow the instructions. The instructions are simple, just like the lepers, just like the woman with the issue of blood, just like the blind man at the pool of Bethesda. You are face to face with your present situation. But then you made a decision to say, wait a minute, there has to be something better than where I'm at right now. And I want better. And so you decide what better would look like. You decide what better would feel like. based upon where you presently are. And then turn yourself in the direction of better. Where's the direction of better? Your mind. You're the one who thought about better. So turn back to the thought of better. And the more you turn towards the thought of better, you begin to stir yourself up every single moment. And you stir yourself up so much that you are completely fascinated. You are in love with what better is. No longer what you want better to be, but what better is. You can see what better is. You can feel what better is. Where? In your mind's eye. This is why once you feel it, nobody can come along and tell you you didn't, because you were the one who was moved by it. And that's what you hold fast to, what you felt. And when you hold fast to that which you felt, that moved you, there's a smile on your face, there's a knowing in your heart, and it doesn't matter whatsoever will may come. You know, that's a reggae song. Whatsoever may come, you're not moved. Because you didn't build your house based upon the opinions of somebody else. You built your house based upon what? What it was you said. You dug the foundation because you named it. And then you felt it. It moved you. And so now you're so stirred up. That's where you turn yourself to. That's where you turn your attention to. And you don't let go, like Jacob wrestling with the angel. Now, even when you listen to the story, you're like, okay, wait, what do you mean he was wrestling with an angel? First of all, the angel is how much bigger than a man? How is that a fair fight? But don't split hairs. Look at what he did. His situation was bigger than him. But you know what he said to the situation? You don't have no power over me. And so he subdued his situation. How? He subdued his situation by knowing he was stronger than it, that it didn't have any power over him. So that's why when the angel said, listen, if you don't let me go, you going to beat me. He goes, not today. I'm an angel and you're a mere man. You know how the ego is, right? You're this wee puny man. You can't beat me. So he cheated. That's the story. He put his hip out. But don't be discouraged by the fact of that. He was not defeated. He was not defeated. He wrestled all night. And he did not wrestle because he was weak. He wrestled because mentally he knew he could overcome. Well, he couldn't overcome physically, could he? The only way to overcome is mentally, because as within, so without. But we want to fight the world? That's like walking through fog and trying to fight the fog. Go within and feel the success of your situation. You know what it would feel like if you were successful. You know that one person you would call, or you already know that one person who would say, "Who do you think you are?" You know, feel your success, and then you will know your success is inevitable because it moved you, and now you will act according to your success. But you know, let me see what's going on in the chat, and then we'll say hello to everybody. Marquise, ah, you listen. Yes. Sorry. Listen, let me introduce everybody. Twitter is just filled with replay gang today. Um, who's on YouTube today? Cyber. Yes, he's you. Yes. Matthew 7:16, you will know them by their fruits, but of course, as within, so without. Well, Cyber, you let that boy alone. 237, he's looking at me saying, "Can I sing now?" I was like, "You better hush in here." Ruby, Ruby. Oh Lord, it is lovely to see you. Shay, Butter Sugar Visions, A Not. They are here in YouTube, in the YouTube chat. I don't know who's here on Facebook because they're not in the chat. But who's here on Fanbase this morning? Nobody's mammy. Oh, listen, honey, it is lovely to see your beautiful face today. It is. Miss Deborah is here. Ali is here. KZ, Afternoon Delight is in the house. Stephanie, Dua, welcome, darling. L, Joaquin, Commander, Mgenie. Mgenie. Sorry. Flo Smiles and Marquise. Listen. You listen. I can't with you. I can't. I'll have what she's having. Right. Oh Lord have mercy. But listen. You do not allow the situation before you to dictate. Because remember, the situation before you is only there because of the state that you are in. Change the state, change the circumstance, cause and effect. But here is the, I told you guys last night, if you were here last night, we kind of got a little naughty, but you know how it is. We grown. So if Cynthia's here with Olivia, well, sooner or later you're going to have the dog. But when you are in the presence of a lover, it is absolutely amazing. You just want to take your time and you just want to linger there. You just want to stay there for as long as you possibly can. But get this. Your desire, for you to bring it about, you've got to love it. Well, how else would you get it there? You see, this is why there's a thin line between love and hate. They're the same in there. They're the same. It's just separated by vibration. Love and hate are the same. Oh, yes. Because the hate you have for somebody could make you stand there and cuss them out. But the love you have for somebody could make you stand there and sit there and just stare at them all day. You could just sit there and look at them and go, if you knew what I was thinking about you right now. And you want to be there in their presence. So the thing that you are thinking of, it has to captivate you. That's how come it moves you. That's the difference between daydreaming and a fantasy, Those things are just in passing. You just, oh, that'd be nice. But no, the moment you say, oh, well, hello there, beautiful. How you doing? And you can imagine all of the things you would do. Well, now that thing has your attention. And when it has your attention, why would you leave it? You want to be there. So it goes back to the story with the woman with the issue of blood. Listen, the marketplace was bumping. It was lit. Everybody wanted to be where Jesus was. Right? Everybody wanted to be where he was. Well, it would have to be good. It would have to be tasty. It would have to be delicious for you to want to be there. And that's why everybody wanted to have a piece of Jesus. And we all know Mary Magdalene. Judas is like, but dude, you could sell that perfume and feed thousands of people. And Jesus was like, let her do what she's doing. She's just sitting there lathering his feet. We don't even know if this brother had calluses or bunions. We don't even know. She didn't care. All she knew was, I'm going to rub all of this perfume on your feet because I just want to be where you are. Even if it is at your feet, I just want to be where you are. Well, then you've got to be able to tolerate your own presence, but not just tolerate it. You've got to love your presence, that silent space, and that way you think about that thing and have it move you. You want to stay there. That. Not just thinking about it. This is the difference, Neville says, between thinking about it and thinking from it, living from it. When you are so in love with it. And you see, we talk about self-love all the time, yeah? But not with any clear understanding at all. Not with any clear comprehension. Self-love. Sometimes I watch my son when he'll lay back. He lays back and he'll put his arms behind his head, and he's just so at ease with himself. And I look at him and I'm like, oh, what is that? Like, he's so at ease with himself. You've got to get to that point. We spend sometimes so much time criticizing ourselves. Oh my God, I'm not good enough for this. I can't do that. That person's better than me. Listen, let me tell you something, Linda. If you don't love what it is that you have, what, nothing on the outside can move you. Nothing on the outside is going to move you. It is the thing that you feel on the inside. So if you learn to love who and what you are and your gifts and your talents, I don't care if your family is peppered with artists. They can't do it like you. You can't do it like them. But each person has to express God in their own way. So when you begin to express God in your own way, now that's a beautiful thing. So that's why, my beautiful friends, today, know what it is that you want. And like that woman, she said, if I do this, that's going to happen. She said it. She said it how? She didn't whimper it. She said, nope, if I could just, and she reached for that feeling. And she allowed that feeling to move her towards the hem of Jesus. And the lepers, Jesus said, go see the priest, huh? And they said, okay. And they turned and they went. You have the same capacity. Nowhere in any of those stories did I hear anybody complaining. There's one time with the judge, though, when the woman went to him and said, listen, you have got to vindicate me. All of these people are against me. Whew. He said, if I don't do what this woman does, she's going to wear me out. And so he did what she requested. What's that tell you? It tells you that what she wanted was so powerful that she did not relent. She did not give up. She persevered and she said, you gonna do what I want today. And she went back and she said, did you do it? Did you do it? And he said, well, I'm not afraid of man. I'm not even afraid of God, but this woman? So you have to have that kind of perseverance. But what would give you that kind of perseverance? The love of what it is that you say you are and what you want to bring about in the world. That is what keeps you where you are. The love of it. Anywho, Let me see. Yes, Marquise. You're the one who commands, and the body follows. As within, so without. The body takes its direction. It remember, your body is a faithful servant. Hmm? But you see, we've allowed our bodies to become a master. But the body can't be a master. Masters don't take direction, they give. So who's inside of you? Huh? Hey, Baba Banatu, I see you. Joyce, you guys are new. I just scrolled up and saw you. But I trust today that you will go your way and know that it is your faith that has done it. You have spent the time to stir yourself up. You know we got to do it. Stir it up. Because Marquise made me do it. You know, you got to stir it up. You got to get yourself all fired up. But it's the love of what it is. You got to love it so much that you invest your time. Think about that. You don't just give away your time willy-nilly. We don't throw pearls before swine. No. When you make that investment, you know there'll be a dividend. Anywho, I love you all. Oh, hey, Tracy J. Well. She says she just caught this live and she needs this today. She says she's feeling like I'm behind in life and losing. You feel? You got to get a new feeling, sugar. You got to get a new feeling. What would it be like? Remember, Neville says, listen, you could be born on the mountaintops. You could be born behind the 8 ball. You could be born. You see? I hear you, heifer. You could be born in the bowels of wherever. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to stay there. You just have to reach out and touch. So get the feeling. What would it be like if? How would I drink my coffee? How would I drink my tea? Shoot, how would I do my hair? How would I do my fade? How would I trim my beard? Okay, wait, I don't have a beard. I'm just saying there's men in the space who have beards. How would you do those things if you were the man or the woman you said you were? You would do those things with a particular attitude. Well, allow that attitude to move you, because when it moves you, now you are in the state. So go back to that state moment by moment by moment, just like the woman knocking at the door of the judge. Go back to his door every single time, because sooner rather than later, that door will be opened unto you. Well, you knocking, so it has to be opened unto you. But don't relent, just like Jacob. You wrestle with that angel. I don't care if he's bigger than you or not. It's irrelevant. And what are you wrestling with? You're wrestling with that thought that says what? You feel like you're behind life. That's the thought you're wrestling with. It cannot defeat you, because you can change the thought. You can subdue the thought. What would it be like? What would it be like if you were winning? Speaking of winning, I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I always scan the little code, because you shop where they give you dividends, right? And at the end of my receipt, because normally I don't keep them, at the end of my receipt, I happened to notice the word congratulations. I was like, congratulations. What did I win? I won points. Listen, points equals dollar bills. And I was like, wait a minute. But I was in a different state. That's how come I saw it. Because if I wasn't in that state, I would not have looked. Eh? So I gotta go and redeem my points. So you see, I keep telling you, change your state. Oh, but that's so little and insignificant, Angela. Is it? You see the price of food? Nah, you collect your wins, all of them. It is only our perception where we give something a size and we say, oh, this is bigger, so it's more valuable. No, it's you, it's your desire. Where does size come into desire? Nowhere. Oh, well, this is just a little desire. No, you desire it. That's the validity of it, not whether you think it is great or small. It's not what it is. You desire it, then that's what gives it its validity, not its size. It's that you want it. You know, Cheese Whiz, you know you want it. Anywho, let me play the bowl. Let me play the bowl because you know I get all worked up. I get all worked up. Who, yes, checkmate, we always win. You know, we always on point. Let me get the bull and go rescue this young whippersnapper out here so he's gonna wake the rest of the world up. Who gives me it takes me back to my childhood. Because anytime I talk to my mother, what do I hear in the background? A rooster. Now I got my own rooster. Anywho, here's the bull. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Twitter, you know I always love you. Twitter is closed. I gotta get our water ready. YouTube and Facebook. Checkmate. Tracy J. Tracy J, if you're still there, drop me an email. Cyber, Miss Ruby, Shea Butter, Sugar Visions, A Not. Oh, snap. Let me tell you, I have all of the information now for the September 2024 retreat to Barbados. Oh, I have all of the information. I will host a live. I'm just waiting for the final letterhead from her that tells us the date of the deposit, final date, what that fee is for Barbados, and then you guys can get your ticket, your airplane ticket. And let me say it to you, 15 spots are available. Oh, ponder that, but watch the community page and we'll do a live stream and get everybody involved in that. So let me respond to Miss Tracy real quick. There you have it, my dear Tracy. Yes. So we're going to get all of that fun stuff done. Don't you worry. Yes, that's what we'll be doing. And remember to pre-order your Hermetic Oracle cards. I finalized the proofs yesterday. OMG, they look amazing. So, yes, you want to get on board with that one. Anything else I want to tell you? YouTube and Facebook, you're good to go. I trust you have it there, Miss Tracy J. If you don't see it there, I dropped my email in the link in my description underneath this YouTube video. You will see my Linktree. If you click on the Linktree, you'll see a little envelope in there. That's not for tithes and offerings. That's for my email. So you can email me through there. Okay? There's always that option as well. So much love to you, YouTube and Facebook. Much love to you all.